What's up, YouTube? Today we're going over some questions from our Discord members. They sent over a list that we were excited to dive into and to address. And so today I'm gathered with my wife, who is
What's up,
my
guys?
co-host. Anything you want to say to the peoples?
We got about 16 questions that we're going to go over today. And if this sparks any questions that you might have or want to ask Mr. Lonnie Rose, then feel free to either drop a comment or to join our Discord and ask it on there. And we will possibly be doing a part 2.
Nice. Let's dive into this.
All right. Question number 1. What got you into making music?
Oh, into making music. Dubstep, the dubstep era, like I was always on computers and like very nerdy with it, playing a lot of Minecraft and whatnot. And so I'd say around 2012, I just stopped playing trumpet and I came across UKF dubstep because my older brother listened to that stuff and he put me on. So that was my introduction, like Flux Pavilion, Skrillex, and all those guys.
Did you just hear it and think, I can make that?
I think I heard it and thought I want to make that. And so I sought out to figure out how. So I was like, oh, they make this music on a computer. I have a computer. I love making music. I love singing. Or not singing. I loved playing trumpet. I loved music. And so it's like, I want to figure this out.
I got that. Yeah. And if you guys are curious, his old EDM era, his name used to be Saturn. So feel free to check it out. It's great. I still listen to it. All right. Check it out. Question number 2. What was the first instrument that you started to learn, and do you still know how to play it?
The first instrument I started to learn was trumpet, and I'm not so sure if I know how to play it still, to be honest. I think there's a chance, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 3. What message do you hope people take away from your music?
That there is hope, no matter how dark things are. Like I want it to be like where if somebody's in an abusive relationship or environment, that when they hear this, they just, even if they don't understand, that there's a draw and it leads them to a place of health, or at least to be more curious about health and to get to healthier places. And to be drawn to God, honestly. So that blend of things is really my focus.
That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Question number 4. Lyrics or music, which one comes first in the writing process?
Definitely the music. It just flows. And then oftentimes the music will instruct me or inform me of what I am to say in a very interesting way. It's not always the clearest, like lyric wise, like, oh, I want to say this, but when I hear the music, when it comes out of me, it instructs me what to say next.
It's a really interesting process. I'll let you guys know that much. Oh, man. Question number 5. What genres would you use to describe your overall music style?
I would say alternative R&B with EDM and what's the other one?
Classic.
And classical. Yeah, thank you. Classical music.
All right. Number 6. Who is your dream collab?
My dream collab? I don't have one, but if I had to pick anybody, it would be Bob Marley. As it stands, yeah.
Can you shed a little light on why?
A similar message. Like before we got saved and came to Christ, and I found myself listening to him a lot. Or was it right after? I think it was before.
Right after.
It was right after. Oh, okay. Yeah, right after. I found myself listening a lot of Bob Marley. Like it was just speaking to me. That's why I have his record on the wall. Yeah. So that's why.
Okay. Question 7. Where do you think yourself from 2015 wanted to be, and have you met those goals?
I met most of them. Honestly, I think I have met them all. I've met them all. My 2015 self wanted his own apartment, his own space, it to be nice. Like I thought I was going to be in California. So being in Texas is a bit of change of plans.
Praise the Lord is not in California.
Yeah. I definitely wanted to like be making money from music, doing it for as a career and whatnot. And so I've definitely done that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Number 8. Do you ever plan on making covers of worship songs or hymns with a Lonnie twist? And if not, is that something you'd be open to?
That's a good question. I did not plan on doing that. I am open to it, but I don't plan on doing it now.
Can we get a Christmas special?
There's a chance. Maybe if you hound me enough for it.
All right. Question number 9. What are your top 3 music inspirations?
Top 3 music inspirations. As of late, I would say it has been Sam Fender has stood out to me these past like 3 years. Um, yeah, Sam Fender, Cashmere Cat is solidified for production like years ago, and that's all I can think of.
Okay. Is there anything else that inspires you that's not an artist? Like maybe it's like going out in nature. Like it could be anything that just inspires
Stories. This is stories. It's
Mm.
people's stories of overcoming like underdogs. So movies oftentimes with like the overcomer theme, like storyline. Those inspire me a lot.
you. Okay. That's awesome.
And parental relationships healing, apparently.
Yeah, it's tugs on all those heartstrings, right?
Yeah, very emotional. Yeah.
Alrighty. Question number 10. If you were to make a song or an album based on a passage or a book of the Bible, which one would you go with as of right now?
That's a really good question.
Shout out our Discord.
What's coming to mind right now is about Boaz and Ruth, but I'd write it from the perspective of what made Boaz Boaz. Like what made him the man worth respecting, following, submitting to, leading, like that.
Can you shed a bit more light on that?
I'd write a song about Boaz. I don't know the story behind how Boaz became Boaz in terms of like as far as I'm aware, he's introduced already as a man who has so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know the backstory of Boaz, like what led to Boaz becoming Boaz, and that's what I'd probably write about, as like because he's probably got some trauma or like he's got a story.
Yeah.
That's where I'd write it from.
Got you. Question 11. What is a book of the Bible that you commonly go back to and read?
Probably Romans. I find myself in Romans. I've just learned so much each time, and it every time I grow and into a new level of maturity and understanding when I reread it, like it just speaks to me in such a deep way.
Mm-hmm.
So like with temptation and sin, like Romans taught me, or at least I don't know if Romans taught me, God's taught me through so much of the Bible, but it's Romans where it talks about grace abounding more than sin. No matter how much sin is there, grace abounds all the more. And just that has been speaking to me recently, especially about being more grace conscious rather than sin conscious. So conscious, yeah, being more grace conscious. So Romans.
Question 12. What is it like at this point in your life with your relationship with God and with music?
Right now, it's like, I was going to try and give a metaphor, but I'll just tell you how it is. It's very, it's interesting. I'm learning how to walk with God in work. Like I'm learning, like, so we're saved for good works, right? Like we're saved to do works.
Yeah.
We're here to work. the thing that I'm learning right now with music, because music is my work. This is my
Mm-hmm.
vocation, or at least an aspect of my vocation.
Mm-hmm.
How to live in a manner that I'm working, but I'm also not performing for love. Like I'm really learning how to operate from a place of genuine and authentic being
Mm-hmm.
with my work. Um, and it not being so much so performative. Like a lot of the stuff I picked up along the way
Yeah.
in my journey, becoming and seeking after these things that I wanted in this career, and even obtaining the promises of God. Oftentimes I would pick up burdens that I didn't need to carry, that were direct reflections of performative based existence, in terms of like performing for love. And so right now I'm learning how to listen to God and obey God, um, while remaining in a place of being with Him,
Mm-hmm.
like staying with Him, not
Yeah.
being like, all right, you told me to go do this, and running off, like,
Yeah.
so abiding. And it doesn't look like how I thought it would, to be honest. Like it looks more like I let myself run off and then take a deep breath and realize He's still here,
Mm.
and doing that over and over again. Where before I felt like I'd let myself run off and then I go running back type of thing. Where now I'm like, I don't have to run back. He never left.
Yeah.
And I just need to turn my attention rather than reset my whole life over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
What would you say in this process has been really like either encouraging you or really just helpful for you throughout this?
Well, certainly you have been. I must say, like you've been very gracious, because I have not always been the kindest. You're with me in my process, and so experiencing love, and you are the most palatable and tangible example
Mm-hmm.
of love in my life, directly with me. As we're getting, you definitely this helped me a lot. This, us being married, the institution of marriage is
Mm-hmm.
definitely sanctifying. Um, so experiencing grace and love, experiencing the how so you for one, and then this is the second one I would say,
Mm-hmm.
is experiencing presence, like experiencing God's presence, and then experiencing the presence of me
Mm-hmm.
being intact, um, even through all the ups and downs. That there's not, I don't have to perform in order to exist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's something that I got drawn away from, including like with following trends in order to get
Mm-hmm.
attention from people and doing stuff like that. So I was scared of doing that stuff, because I was like, I felt like I would disappear.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd just become the trend, become the noise.
Yeah. You would be somebody that you're not.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So recognizing and understanding and abiding in Christ has allowed me to abide in my true identity, my ultimate self, as I like to say. And that has
Yeah.
been probably the most beneficial.
That was very nicely put.
Thank you.
Yeah. Question 13. What role do you believe music plays in worship and spiritual life?
They're getting deep here.
Mm-hmm.
I think music plays the role as, what's the word? I almost said spiritual advocate, but that's what Jesus is. And it's not. It's not what I'm meaning. It's like but it's like an advisor. Whether you want to be advised that way or not, it's an advisor. It advises your spirit and your soul, where to go, what to think,
Yeah.
how to feel, and I believe that's really the role it plays.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Question 14. What is the greatest spiritual temptation you fight within the music realm?
Fear, like shrinking myself,
Mm-hmm.
not going all out, not showing up fully, shrinking back, and accepting less, receiving less.
Mm.
I would say that's the biggest temptation, And thing I battle with is like not doing that because it's easy.
Yeah.
It's literally like singing. I think if I was more EDM focused and whatnot, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
But I'm not even attracted to that. I'm not I want to put myself out there, but
Mm-hmm.
then at the same time, that means I have to battle with the risk of being seen and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's like I must.
It's kind of like stop resisting.
Literally with myself. I'm like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So fear, yeah.
Then you actually get out and open. You're like, wait.
Yeah. For real. I almost said it. Nah, let's go. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add before we move on to that?
No, that's a great that well put. Yeah, I would say fear.
Okay.
Any other temptations? I think fear is the biggest thing because there's so much that branches out.
Yeah, but overall, it's the underlying.
Yeah, I would say it's that broad brush of fear,
Mm-hmm.
not like money or this or that. It's just fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 15. How do people impact and define your music?
I would say people educate me. I learn a lot from people and experiences with people. And so I learn how to articulate what I want to say through the stories of others. So, for instance, Somebody Made Me, that song I wrote, I was able to complete. I actually wrote it in St. Louis and completed it because of an interaction I had with somebody in St. Louis and hearing her story. And it spoke to me deeply. I was like, wow. So stuff like that, like it teaches me, it guides me in a sense, like beyond what the person is aware of. Oftentimes the Lord it uses them and it connects with my heart. And I'm like, okay, that brings me clarity.
Like there's just like such deep and profound emotions that you'll either experience or learn from people's stories. And then you want to like articulate that and
yeah, that's a facet of it. Absolutely. It's both the emotional side and then the psychological side as well. It's a very holistic experience of experiencing another human being. Like something I found really hard for a long time is believing people really like my music, believing that my music really impacts people. But me and actually sitting down with someone and talking to them and hearing their story, I'm like, oh, like I might not like I forgot their name, but there was somebody. I may not listen to Drake. I'm just naming him because he's the big artist. Like I have Pimmy's Dilemma in my mind right now. But I might not listen to Drake and feel emotional or whatnot.
Yeah.
But if I hear somebody's story, I'm like, oh, like that makes sense. Why that strikes you in that manner. And so then it helps when I start writing from that place, it just feels more real and I can understand why it connects because it's not about me anymore. It's about connection.
Yeah.
It's about relationship, for real.
Totally. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
No, that was great.
Okay. Then last and final question. Are you ready for it?
Let's do it.
If you could tell the whole world one thing, what would it be? Just one thing.
One thing. You were intelligently designed. Look at your ins and outs, all the nerves in your body, the way your eyes are, the way your hands are made, the nerves running through everything, the textures of your skin, what you're attracted to, the people you're friends with, all the circles that you're in, the influence that you've gained and lost through the years. How can you look at all that and say, oh, this must be an accident? There's already a 1 in a trillion chance that you as a sperm cell would have made it to the egg. So for you to be made with such purpose, on purpose, even if you're a quote unquote accident, I mean, I think that speaks volumes to your worth. And the one thing that I know that's made all of that make sense to me is Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So much I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. I'm not trying to throw a magic pill.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he undoubtedly, sometimes it feels like the little he gives me, and I don't mean to be heretical because I know he lavishes us, but the little he gives me, it still like gives me such peace and understanding and hope. And I just want people to have that same hope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Okay. Any clothing?
Yeah, we're working on clothes.
Any closing thoughts that you might want to add or say?
Thank you to everyone who sent messages on Discord, the questions on Discord. Thank you, everybody who's been listening. Closing, I would say, since if you're watching this, you're probably one of my real supporters.
Facts.
Deep supporters, and I really appreciate you. I want to say that I just want to be vulnerable, to be honest, about the project. I had another project planned to come out here in June. It was a rap project, and it just felt wrong. I was taking supplements, like you take supplements when you're fasting or something, and I canceled it, and I'm gonna drop a project that's very meaningful to me and begin releasing that music. So you can be looking forward to that. That's on its way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I only share this because I feel nervous about it a little bit, from being real with you guys. I'm excited, but yeah, I'm just done holding back. So yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you so much for hosting. You did a really good job.
Thank you. If you guys again have any other questions that you thought of, or you want to like dive deeper into a question that he answered, just feel free to either leave a comment or to send it and join our Discord and put it in on our Discord. The Discord will be in the link below, so feel free to join. He is very active on there, very personable, and if you also have questions about music, feel free to drop those in the Discord as well. And follow up, he has no idea about this, but if you guys are interested in hearing his testimony to just understand how he's got here, not only just as a music artist but as a person, because there's just so many volumes we can go into with just his character and his heart. So if you guys are curious about that, and really why he's so in love with God and why he speaks about him, if you guys are curious, just leave a comment and that might be the next video. So yeah.
All right, well, thank you all for watching so much. Thank you, honey, for hosting. Mm-hmm. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be seeing you on the next one. Peace.
Bye, guys.